Words are not just sounds, not just letters arranged in a pattern to express thought. Words are alive. They are carriers of energy, messengers of intention, and seeds of creation. Every word spoken with conviction goes out into the unseen and gathers material to form what has been declared. This is why ancient wisdom reminds us that the tongue has the power of life and death. What you say either builds or destroys, blesses or curses, opens doors or closes them. The world you live in today is largely shaped by the words you spoke yesterday. When you understand the creative power of words, you begin to treat them as tools, as instruments of destiny. Words are not empty. They are containers that hold your faith, your fear, your expectations, or your doubts. And whatever you continually speak becomes the atmosphere you live in. If you constantly declare that you lack, that you are broke, that nothing ever works for you, then you surround yourself with a cloud of scarcity, and scarcity will obey your words. But when you boldly declare abundance, when you speak life, when you announce prosperity with unwavering faith, then wealth, opportunities, and blessings begin to align themselves with you. Every word is a command to the universe. Words are not passive, they are active forces. They go out and seek to create after their kind. Say to yourself, I am wealthy, and that statement begins to carve a path for wealth to find you. Say, I am always struggling, and that phrase sets in motion the struggle you will continue to face. This is not superstition, it is law. The spoken word vibrates beyond the airwaves and enters the spiritual field, rearranging circumstances, people, and opportunities to match the energy of your declaration. Think of your life as a mirror. What you speak is reflected back to you. The mirror does not argue, it does not choose, it simply reflects. If you stand before it and say, I am worthy, I am ready, I am prosperous, then life mirrors that truth back to you. But if you speak, I am unworthy, I can never catch a break, nothing works out for me, then the mirror reflects that back with precision. The mirror of life has no opinion. It only shows what you send into it with your words. There are people who underestimate this power. They treat words casually, as if they were meaningless chatter. But every idle word is a seed. Seeds do not care whether you planted them with intention or carelessness. They grow if you water them with repetition. When you speak something often, even as a joke, you are planting it in the soil of your subconscious, and eventually it bears fruit in your reality. This is why it is so important to guard your speech and align it with the life you desire, not the life you fear. To shape your reality, you must shape your language. You must begin to treat your words as sacred. Let your mouth become a fountain of abundance, a well of life, giving affirmations, and a river of creative decrees. When you wake up, don't declare how tired you are, declare how energized you feel. When you face bills, don't say, I can't afford this. But declare, I am richly supplied, and money flows easily into my life. These declarations may feel strange at first, especially if your circumstances look opposite. But remember that words are not about describing your reality. They are about creating it. The greatest trap is when people use their words to repeat what they see, rather than to command what they want to see. If you keep saying, I'm in debt, I'm broke, I can't win, then you keep reinforcing the prison you want to escape. But if you rise up in faith and say, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, opportunities chase me down, I am prospered beyond measure, then you open a door for new experiences to walk in. Words are not mirrors of the present, they are architects of the future. Consider how even the smallest phrase can shift the energy of a room. If someone enters with a complaint, saying, I am so unlucky, nothing ever works, the air becomes heavy, discouragement spreads and negativity lingers. But if another person speaks life into the room with, I am blessed, things are working out in my favor, abundance is on its way, suddenly the atmosphere changes. You feel lighter, more hopeful, more alive. If mere words spoken by another can change your emotions in a moment, imagine what words you speak to yourself daily are doing to your entire life. Words also shape your identity. The labels you give yourself become the clothes your soul wears. If you call yourself a failure, your subconscious accepts the label and acts it out. If you declare yourself victorious, your spirit aligns with victory and attracts experiences to prove it true. Never underestimate the power of I am. Whatever follows, I am sets the direction of your destiny. Say, I am poor, and poverty becomes your companion. Say, I am wealthy, and wealth begins to walk toward you. Say, I am ready, and opportunities rush in to meet you. The secret is not in chanting without belief, but in speaking until your heart catches fire with faith. Words are like sparks. When you keep striking them, eventually they ignite into a flame of conviction that cannot be extinguished. At first, saying, I am wealthy, might feel like pretending. But if you persist, if you speak it with gratitude and confidence, your subconscious accepts it, your vibration shifts, and your outer life adjusts itself to match the new identity. Think of how you can use this in every area of your life. If you want more love, speak love. If you want more peace, speak peace. If you want more wealth, speak wealth. Stop rehearsing your fears and start rehearsing your desires. Every time you say, I can't, you are rehearsing limitation. Every time you say, I can, you are rehearsing freedom. And whichever you practice becomes permanent in your reality. Even the command that draws money into your life operates on this same principle. When you declare, money, appear now, I am ready to receive you, you are not begging or wishing. You are commanding with the authority of your words. You are releasing a vibration that calls wealth from the unseen into the seen. It is the certainty in your voice that moves the mountains of lack and opens the floodgates of abundance. Money does not appear because of desperation. It appears because you speak with dominion, with the unshakable knowing that wealth is your birthright. Yet this creative power of words demands responsibility. You cannot use your mouth to bless and curse at the same time and expect abundance to flow freely. If you speak prosperity in the morning but complain about lack in the afternoon, you cancel out your own creation. Consistency is the key. Train your tongue to agree with abundance at all times. Let your words be so aligned with prosperity that lack has no room to enter your vibration. Gratitude is the safeguard of this process. When you speak your declarations, always seal them with thanksgiving. Say, I am grateful for the wealth that flows to me. I am thankful for the large sums of money appearing in my life. I rejoice in the opportunities that are already on the way. Gratitude not only multiplies what you have, but also prepares you to handle more. It is like strengthening the walls of your container so that when abundance is poured in, it does not leak away. You may wonder, how quickly can words change my reality? The truth is, the moment you speak in faith, something shifts. The vibration goes out instantly. Sometimes results manifest quickly, sometimes they unfold gradually, but rest assured they always appear. The delay is not in the universe. The delay is in our belief. As soon as you align your inner conviction with your spoken words, the outer manifestation is inevitable. Guard your mouth, for it is a creative tool. Let no fear slip out disguised as casual conversation. Do not let your doubts run wild through your speech. Every time you speak, imagine you are painting your future with your words. Would you want to live inside the picture you just painted? If not, change your words, and in doing so, change your destiny. So today, begin to affirm with boldness. Declare daily, I am wealthy, I am prosperous, I am abundant, money flows to me now, large sums of money appear like magic in my life, and I am grateful to receive them. Say it when you wake up, say it when you feel fear, say it when doubt knocks at your door. Keep saying it until it is no longer just words but truth etched into your spirit. Your words are magic, your words are law, your words are the invisible architects of your reality. Use them with wisdom, with faith, and with joy. Speak abundance, and abundance must come. Speak prosperity, and prosperity must manifest. Speak wealth, and wealth cannot resist you. For the universe has no choice but to obey the creative command of words spoken with conviction. Therefore, let your mouth become a fountain of riches. Let your tongue be the instrument of creation. Let every phrase you speak carry the fragrance of prosperity and the vibration of abundance. The world will mirror back to you what you declare, so declare life, declare supply, declare wealth, and watch as your words take shape before your eyes, transforming your reality, blessing your life, and proving once again that words carry creative power and shape reality. Life responds to faith-filled speech, not doubt or fear. This is one of the greatest truths that can transform your existence from limitation into abundance. Every word you release into the atmosphere carries energy, and that energy returns to you multiplied. Some people wonder why their lives remain stagnant, why their opportunities seem limited, and why financial blessings escape them. The answer often lies not in the external world, but in the inner language they use and the vibrations they send out daily. When you speak with doubt, your words carry hesitation. They create delays, blockages, and confusion. But when you speak with faith, your words become commands that move mountains, open doors, and bring forth what already exists in the unseen realm. Life is not moved by fear, for fear only reproduces more of itself. Life is moved by the language of faith, because faith aligns you with the divine law of abundance. Imagine standing before a locked door. Fear says, what if the key doesn't work? Doubt says, what if this door was never meant for me? But faith says, this door was made for me to enter, and I hold the key that fits. You see, faith doesn't wait for evidence before speaking. It creates evidence by declaring what is already true in spirit. Faith is not a reaction to circumstances, it is a command to circumstances. When you fill your speech with faith, you activate the law of attraction at its highest level. You are not begging life for scraps. You are not pleading for mercy. You are declaring what belongs to you by right of divine inheritance. Wealth, health, love, and opportunity are not withheld from you. They are waiting for your words of faith to call them into form. Think about this. Doubt is a language of cancellation. You might say, I believe money is coming, but then you cancel it by adding, but I don't know if it will ever be enough. Fear is the voice of lack, and it undermines your declarations. Faith, however, stands firm. Faith says, money is here now. Opportunities are flowing to me now. Wealth is appearing now. Faith does not consider the evidence of the outer world, it only recognizes the authority of the inner decree. This is why your speech must be guarded carefully. Every word is a seed, and seeds don't care if they are positive or negative, they grow into what you plant. If you plant fear, you will harvest lack. If you plant doubt, you will reap delay. But if you plant faith, your harvest will be abundant, overflowing, and miraculous. Life is not cruel, nor is it unfair. It is simply obedient. It listens not to complaints, but to commands. Complaints are the language of doubt, and they attract more of what is complained about. Commands, spoken in faith, align with the divine order and pull into reality what has already been given in the spiritual dimension. The command, money, appear now, I am ready to receive you, works not because of the words alone, but because of the faith that energizes those words. Without faith, they are empty sounds. With faith, they are irresistible forces. Understand this: faith is not positive thinking alone. Positive thinking is helpful, but faith goes deeper. Faith is the unshakable conviction that what you declare is already yours, even before you see it. Faith does not ask how, faith says, now. Faith does not worry about process, it celebrates the result as if it has already happened. This is why life responds to faith-filled speech. Faith collapses time and space to bring what is unseen into the present moment. Consider how many times people speak against their own blessings. They say, I'll never be rich. They say, money is hard to come by. They say, I don't think success is for me. Every one of those statements is a seed of lack planted in the soil of the subconscious. The subconscious is fertile ground, and it cannot reject a seed. It will simply grow whatever you place inside it. This is why faith-filled speech is essential. When you consistently declare abundance, your subconscious begins to accept it as reality, and your actions, energy, and opportunities align with that belief. Faith is also magnetic. It pulls circumstances, people, and events into alignment with your words. When you say with conviction, large sums of money are appearing in my life now, you are not just speaking to air, you are broadcasting a frequency. And on that frequency, money, opportunities, and ideas begin to flow toward you. Faith is like a magnet tuned to the frequency of abundance. Doubt, on the other hand, is a repellent. It pushes blessings away because it vibrates with lack and fear. This is why gratitude is so important. Gratitude is the voice of faith. When you are grateful for blessings you cannot yet see, you are proving that your faith is real. Gratitude says, I already have it, and that energy compels the manifestation to show up quickly. Fear cannot coexist with gratitude because fear looks at what is missing, while gratitude celebrates what is present and what is coming. If you want life to respond with wealth, then let every word you speak about money be filled with faith. Do not say, I can't afford this. Instead say, my supply is unlimited and everything I need is flowing to me now. Do not say, I'm broke. Instead say, I am prosperous, and large sums of money are appearing in perfect ways. Speak in alignment with what you desire, not with what you fear. Remember, you are not speaking to manipulate life, you are speaking to align with it. The law is already in place. Abundance is already prepared for you. You simply call it forth with faith-filled words. Every time you say, I am wealthy, I am provided for, I am blessed, you are chiseling away at the walls of limitation and releasing the flow of divine provision. Do not underestimate the power of repetition. Faith grows stronger the more you declare it. Doubt weakens when faith-filled words are spoken again and again. The subconscious mind learns through repetition, and as it becomes convinced of your declarations, it orchestrates your life in harmony with them. Speak until the words become natural. Speak until they become your inner truth. Speak until there is no room for fear or hesitation. Life is not responding to the casual words of the fearful. It is responding to the deliberate commands of the faithful. When you understand this, you stop wasting energy on fear-based conversations. You stop speaking lack and you stop agreeing with limitation. Instead, you choose every word as if it were a seed destined to produce a harvest. So today, let your command be firm. Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Say it not as a plea, but as a declaration. Say it not with hesitation, but with certainty. Say it not once, but daily, consistently, and with deep conviction. And as you do, watch the shifts that occur. Watch unexpected doors open. Watch opportunities unfold. Watch resources gather in your favor. Life is not random and is not blind. It is precise, lawful, and responsive. When you speak in faith, you are engaging with the very law that governs creation. Faith-filled speech is the language of abundance, and life cannot resist it. Fear and doubt produce delay, but faith produces manifestation. This is why those who guard their words prosper. You are more powerful than you realize. Your words are not small. They are not insignificant. They are the blueprint of your reality. Each time you choose faith over fear, you build a future of prosperity. Each time you declare abundance instead of lack, you align with wealth. Each time you speak gratitude instead of complaint, you accelerate your blessings. So I say to you, guard your words, choose them carefully. Let them be seeds of faith, not fear. Let them be declarations of abundance, not confessions of lack. Let them align with the truth that the divine source is unlimited, overflowing, and ready to supply every need. When you understand this truth deeply, you will never again say, I can't. You will never again say, it's impossible. You will never again speak as if scarcity has power over you. Instead, you will say with boldness, everything I need is appearing now. Wealth is flowing to me now. Money is manifesting now, and life will obey. Because life does not respond to fear. Life does not respond to doubt. Life responds to faith-filled speech. Speak it, believe it, and you will see it. The tongue is a key that unlocks treasures and blessings. Many people go through life unaware that the very words they speak are either opening doors to abundance or closing them. Words are not empty vibrations in the air, they are seeds, living forces, carrying within them the power to shape circumstances, to build or to break, to attract or to repel. The greatest treasures of life, whether they be health, wealth, love, or peace, are hidden in the unseen realm, waiting for someone bold enough to unlock them with the right key. That key is found in the tongue. Every word that passes your lips carries a vibration, and that vibration echoes in the unseen, calling back to you experiences that mirror the words you have spoken. If you declare defeat, the doors of defeat open. If you speak lack, lack begins to multiply. But when you choose words of faith, words of strength, words of abundance, you find that the doors of blessing swing open as if they were waiting for you all along. The tongue is not a small thing, it is a mighty key that determines the atmosphere of your life. Think for a moment of how kings and rulers govern. They do not lift a finger to move armies, they speak a command, and the command is carried out. In the same way, your words carry authority. The unseen forces of life, the energies, opportunities, and circumstances, are like loyal soldiers waiting for instruction. If you speak confusion, they scatter in disorder. If you speak faith, they march in harmony to bring about the very things you have commanded. The tongue opens the treasury of life, but it also has the power to lock it tight. This is why some people see doors close before them again and again. They do not realize they are the ones turning the lock against themselves. They speak constantly of what they cannot do, what they cannot afford, what they do not have. Each word is like a key turned in the wrong direction, bolting shut the very abundance they seek. They are praying for blessings, yet their own words are canceling the prayer, because the tongue has authority. To speak doubt is to bar the way. To speak faith is to fling the doors wide open. You must recognize that your tongue is not casual. It is a divine instrument, a key that must be used with wisdom. When you say, I am poor, you are locking the treasury of wealth. When you say, money never comes to me, you are shutting the door against the very supply that is reaching out to you. But when you dare to say, I am rich in divine supply, or money flows to me in large sums now, you are unlocking a vault that contains treasures far beyond your imagination. These treasures were always there, but they needed your key to be released. There is a reason words spoken with conviction seem to carry weight. They do. Words backed with faith have a magnetic pull. They call forth the unseen as if by law. Faith is the energy that turns the key. Without it, the words may sound fine, but they are like keys without grooves, smooth, powerless, unable to catch the lock. But when your tongue is charged with faith, even the simplest declaration becomes unstoppable. Say it with belief and it must happen. Say it with doubt and the door remains shut. Imagine a great vault filled with treasures, gold, jewels, opportunities, and miracles. That vault is not empty, it is overflowing, waiting, but it is locked. The tongue is your key. Each declaration of faith is the turning of the lock. Each repetition is another rotation, until the door swings wide. Then, what was hidden rushes into your life as if it had been pressing against the door, longing to come out. This is not magic, this is spiritual law. The unseen responds to words with precision. Gratitude, too, sharpens the key. It is not enough to unlock treasures, you must also hold them, and gratitude is what secures the blessing once it arrives. Without gratitude, you may open the door but lose the treasure as quickly as it came. With gratitude, the blessing multiplies. A grateful tongue is not only a key, but also a container that ensures what has been unlocked remains with you and grows. Let me remind you that the power of the tongue is not selective. It works whether you know it or not. It works for positive or negative, for wealth or for lack. It works for health or for sickness, for peace or for fear. Every word is a key turned. The question is, which doors are you unlocking? Some people live in continuous struggle because their tongues never stop confessing struggle. Some live in continual fear because their tongues never stop affirming fear. But the moment you change your words, you change the direction of the key. It is not enough to think abundance. You must speak it. Thoughts are seeds, but the spoken word is the water that causes them to grow. The universe listens when you speak. Opportunities listen when you speak. Even your own subconscious listens when you speak. The tongue convinces your own heart of what is true, and when your heart believes, reality must follow. This is why affirmations spoken daily carry such profound power. The tongue trains the mind fuels the faith, and the faith moves the unseen into the seen. So let your tongue be deliberate. Stop using it to describe what you don't want, and start using it to command what you do want. Stop telling the story of lack and start declaring the story of abundance. Say it with boldness, say it with certainty. Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Say it when the bills are due. Say it when opportunities seem scarce. Say it when everything in the physical world looks opposite. Because the treasure is not in the scene. It is behind the locked door. And your tongue is the key that opens it. When you speak, you are not asking politely. You are commanding as one with authority. You are not hoping. It is done. You are not begging. You are claiming what already belongs to you. The unseen is obedient to the voice of faith. The tongue must declare before the treasure is revealed. Speak it long enough, strong enough, and with unwavering faith, and you will witness the doors of blessing fling wide open. This truth is timeless. Those who master it rise above circumstances. They are not swayed by appearances, for they know appearances are temporary. But words spoken in faith create new realities. They walk into abundance while others complain of lack. They enjoy peace while others rehearse fear. They live with treasures unlocked, while others stand outside the vault, unaware that the key was in their mouths the entire time. You hold the key right now. It is not in your hands, it is in your tongue. With every word, you are either locking or unlocking. You are either building or tearing down. You are either calling in wealth or pushing it away. Choose wisely. If you desire treasures, speak treasures. If you long for blessings, speak blessings. Do not wait until you see them. Speak them until you see them. That is the way of faith. That is the power of the tongue. Remember, the treasures of life are not limited to money alone. Peace is a treasure. Health is a treasure. Joy is a treasure. Opportunities, relationships, wisdom, all treasures. Each one is locked behind a door waiting for the right declaration to open it. The same key that calls money can call peace. The same tongue that unlocks wealth can unlock healing. The principle is the same. What you speak consistently, believingly, and gratefully, you will see manifest. So take inventory of your words. Listen carefully to the phrases that leave your mouth daily. Are they keys turning toward blessing, or are they turning toward lack? Are they opening doors, or slamming them shut? Change your language, and you change your life. The tongue is a key. Use it to open treasures, not to lock them away. And when the treasures begin to flow, do not be surprised. Do not say, "How could this be?" Say instead, "This is what I declared. This is what I unlocked. This is the fruit of my tongue." Rejoice, give thanks, and continue to speak abundance. For the vault is endless, the supply is infinite, and the key never wears out. As long as you have a tongue and faith to back it, you can keep unlocking treasures without end. The tongue is a key that unlocks treasures and blessings. It is in your possession now. You are not waiting for someone else to hand it to you. You already have it. The question is not whether the treasures exist, they are overflowing. The question is not whether the lock can be opened. It will always yield. The question is only this: will you turn the key with words of faith, or will you keep the door shut with words of doubt? The choice is yours, and the key is already in your mouth. There is a force that most people overlook, though it sits right under their noses and flows from their mouths daily. That force is the spoken word. The spoken word, when filled with conviction, carries the power to shape reality, to summon opportunities, to attract blessings, and to transform what seems impossible into the visible manifestation of desire. People often treat words as though they are light and meaningless, yet words are vibrations, and vibrations travel into the unseen, calling things into form. What you speak with true faith and unshakable certainty does not simply vanish into thin air. It sets a law in motion, and that law delivers exactly what you have decreed. Every thought you hold may carry potential, but it is the spoken word that seals it into the atmosphere. Thoughts whisper in the private chambers of the mind, but words are declarations, commands that echo into the spiritual and material worlds. The difference between idle talk and powerful speech is conviction. Conviction turns a word into a command, a decree, a living force that compels results. The unseen realm listens not just to the sounds you make, but to the vibration of your belief behind them. When you speak in half belief, the words dissolve. But when you speak in complete certainty, your words gather substance and rush toward manifestation. Think of the command, "Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you." If such words are spoken lightly without faith, they pass away like smoke. But if they are spoken with conviction, deep conviction, they carry weight. They do not beg or plead, they summon. They do not hope, they declare. And when a declaration is made in faith, the invisible responds because the law of creation recognizes authority. Authority is not given to fear, it is given to faith. Conviction is the difference between a seed that falls on barren soil and a seed planted in fertile ground. Without conviction, words scatter. With conviction, they root themselves in the substance of the unseen and begin to grow until they break through into form. The invisible realm is filled with possibilities waiting to be claimed, waiting to be called forth by the spoken word of one who believes. Consider how often people use their words carelessly. They say, "I'll never have enough. Money is so hard to come by. Life is unfair. Opportunities don't come to me." These words, though spoken without thought, are still decrees, and because they are charged with frustration or fear, they too take root. They summon lack, they command obstacles, they invite limitation. The invisible responds not just to positive words but to any words that carry conviction. When someone truly believes in their own misfortune and speaks it, misfortune shows up. This is why one must be so mindful about what is spoken. Words shape destiny. To reverse the cycle, one must speak deliberately with intention and power. To command wealth, speak of wealth. To command blessings, declare blessings. To call forth opportunity, decree that opportunities chase you down. This is not fantasy, it is law. Just as gravity pulls objects down whether you believe in or not, the law of spoken conviction pulls unseen realities into visible form whether you understand it fully or not. Imagine walking into a dark room, the switch is there waiting. If you do not press it, the light does not shine. Words are the switch. Conviction is the power source. When you speak with conviction, you flip the switch, and the invisible becomes visible. The light floods the room, not because you hope for it, but because you activated the law that was always present. So many people are waiting for life to hand them what they desire. They wait in silence, doubting, worrying, hoping that chance will deliver something good. But waiting in silence rarely changes anything. What changes reality is the declaration made in unwavering faith. If you want wealth, you must speak as if it is already yours. If you want healing, speak as though your body is already restored. If you want success, speak as if doors are already swinging open before you. Conviction does not wait for evidence. Conviction creates evidence. Large sums of money, opportunities, and blessings are not limited resources that only a few can access. They exist in infinite supply, waiting in the invisible storehouse of creation. The only key required to unlock them is the spoken word filled with belief. The command must be simple, strong, and unshakable. Moni, appear now. I am ready to receive you. When those words are released from your lips with the vibration of absolute faith, they set into motion people, circumstances, and resources that align to bring them into form. But there is a secret within this. You cannot speak with conviction if your heart is filled with doubt. You cannot expect your words to manifest if your inner being is still questioning whether you are worthy, whether supply is real, or whether abundance belongs to you. Conviction requires inner alignment. It requires the soul to say, "Yes, I am worthy. Yes, I am ready. Yes, this belongs to me now." When the heart, the mind, and the spoken word come into harmony, the invisible cannot resist. It must become visible. The invisible world is not empty. It is pregnant with all that you desire. Money is not scarce. It exists in limitless amounts, circulating, flowing, seeking direction. Opportunities are not rare. They exist everywhere, waiting for a command. Blessings are not withheld. They are abundant, waiting for someone to summon them with certainty. Conviction acts as a magnet, pulling the unseen into your visible reality. Gratitude is the companion of conviction. When you speak words of command and then walk away in gratitude, you anchor your faith. Gratitude proves that you believe it is already done. Gratitude keeps the vessel open to receive. Without gratitude, conviction wavers and the blessing can leak away. But with gratitude, the manifestation is secured, multiplied, and preserved. Speak the words with power and seal them with thanksgiving. Say, "I give thanks that large sums of money are already flowing to me. I rejoice that abundance is here now." Do not underestimate repetition. The world around you is filled with noise, with distractions, with voices that preach lack and limitation. To overcome these voices, you must repeat your declaration often. Speak it in the morning, speak it in the evening, speak it when fear whispers that nothing is changing. Each time you repeat the command with conviction, you reinforce the vibration, you strengthen the pull, you deepen the roots in the unseen. It may not appear instantly, though sometimes it does. But know this, once conviction is spoken, the law is set in motion. The visible must eventually catch up with the invisible. Your only task is to hold firm, to keep speaking, to keep believing, and to act as if what you commanded is already on its way. Doubt delays, but conviction accelerates. The tongue is not just a muscle, it is an instrument of creation. With it, you can cut yourself down, or with it, you can lift yourself into new realms of prosperity. With it, you can curse your circumstances, or with it, you can bless your future. Words are not empty, words are containers of power. They hold within them the ability to shift worlds. Remember, always spoken words in conviction can command the invisible into the visible. This is not a poetic phrase, it is a spiritual law. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of chance. You have been given the authority to speak and create. The same breath that forms words is the same breath that fuels life. Use it wisely, use it boldly. So stand tall, look lack in the face and declare, you are no more. Look at your desires and declare, you belong to me now. Look at wealth and call it forth, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Say it not as one begging, not as one unsure, but as one who knows. Know it in your heart, speak it with your mouth, and watch as reality bends to your decree. There is no mystery in this. The invisible is waiting for your command. Life is waiting for your declaration. Destiny is waiting for your voice. Speak, and it shall be. Speak, and it shall appear. Speak, and watch as the invisible world delivers into your hands treasures beyond measure. What you decree in conviction will manifest. The invisible will obey. Large sums of money will come, opportunities will open, and abundance will flow. Speak it, believe it, receive it, and it must become your reality. There is a divine truth that many overlook, yet it has been available to humanity since the beginning of time. Life is governed by laws that are invisible to the natural eye, but these laws are no less real than the ground beneath your feet. They respond not to chance, not to luck, but to authority, the authority of your words spoken with faith. There are moments when a single declaration, a single command spoken with certainty, can unlock doors that generations before you could not open. A single command can magnetize abundance into your life in ways that seem almost magical. Consider for a moment how everything around you was first an idea, a word, a decree. The world itself was spoken into being, not constructed by fear or hesitation but by the commanding word. This same creative power has been entrusted to you. Every time you speak with faith, you are engaging in the divine act of creation. You are sending forth a command into the unseen, and the unseen has no choice but to obey. When you realize this, you begin to understand why one command can change the entire direction of your financial destiny. The words money appear now. I am ready to receive you are not just syllables strung together. They are a decree, a declaration, a command backed by the authority of faith. And when you speak them, you are not asking timidly, you are not hoping in uncertainty. You are commanding the universe to release into your life what already belongs to you. Abundance is not outside of you, waiting for chance or circumstance to bring it. Abundance is already in motion, like a great river flowing endlessly. When you speak the command, you simply open the gate that allows that river to rush toward you. It is not magic, it is law. A magnet does not struggle to attract iron, it simply does so by its nature. In the same way, a faith-filled command naturally draws abundance into your life. Yet, many live as though the river of supply were locked away from them. They speak words of lack, words of fear, words of complaint. And the law is impartial, it responds to those words as well. If you declare lack, lack appears. If you declare struggle, struggle intensifies. But when you shift your words, when you take the authority given to you and boldly speak your command, life has no choice but to bend in your favor. The single command is not about greed. It is not about hoarding wealth or chasing materialism. It is about recognizing that you are part of a divine supply that has no limits. Scarcity is a lie told by fear, and fear is a thief. When you declare abundance, you expose the lie of scarcity and align yourself with truth. Truth says there is always more than enough. Truth says wealth flows freely and endlessly. Truth says you are not separate from supply, you are a vessel of it. When you say, money, appear now, I am ready to receive you, you are doing more than speaking to the air. You are affirming your readiness. Readiness is a vibration that attracts resources. A heart unprepared cannot hold what it asks for. But a heart ready, a heart expectant, becomes a magnet for blessings. Readiness is not desperation. Readiness is certainty. It is the assurance that when the supply comes, you will know how to hold it, use it, multiply it, and circulate it in wisdom and gratitude. Gratitude is the seal upon the command. Without gratitude, even abundance slips through your fingers like water through a sieve. Gratitude closes the holes in your vessel. Gratitude says, I honor what has come, I respect what is present, I celebrate what is flowing. And when you honor wealth with gratitude, wealth honors you by multiplying. That is why gratitude must be tied to your command. To command without gratitude is to open the door without securing it. But when you command with gratitude, you not only open the door, you keep it open. Repetition builds strength. You do not speak the command once and then return to doubt. You speak it again and again until your inner world matches your outer words. Each time you declare, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you, your mind begins to align, your spirit begins to resonate, and your environment begins to shift. Repetition engraves the truth into your being until you no longer hope. It becomes who you are. You are a magnet for abundance, and it is impossible for it not to appear. The unseen world listens not only to your words but to the tone behind them. If you speak the command with hesitation, the law hears hesitation. If you speak with fear, the law hears fear. But if you speak with conviction, the law hears authority. You cannot whisper uncertainty and expect abundance to roar into your life. But when you declare with unwavering faith, wealth has no option but to come running. There will be voices around you that speak of scarcity. They will say, it is hard to make money, or opportunities are limited, or wealth is only for some, not for all. But these are illusions born of doubt and fear. Scarcity is not the truth. The truth is that the supply is limitless. The truth is that opportunities are endless. The truth is that wealth belongs to all who dare to command it. When you choose to believe truth over illusion, your life begins to manifest the reality you speak. Large sums of money do not arrive by accident. They appear through alignment. Alignment is when your thoughts, your words, and your beliefs are all in harmony. When you command abundance with your lips but secretly doubt in your heart, there is no alignment, and the flow is blocked. But when your heart believes, your mind agrees, and your words declare, alignment is created. And in that alignment, large sums of money cannot resist appearing. They are drawn as naturally as light is drawn to darkness. Faith is the fuel behind the command. Faith does not ask how or when. Faith simply declares, now. Faith does not negotiate with circumstances, it transcends them. You may look at your bank account and see emptiness, but faith speaks abundance anyway. You may see no opportunities around you, but faith commands supply anyway. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. When you stand on that bridge and speak the command, you walk into a new reality where provision is already waiting. Imagine for a moment the feeling of already receiving the money you commanded. Imagine it filling your hands, your home, your life. Feel the joy, the relief, the freedom, the possibility. That feeling is the vibration that calls abundance to you. The command must not be spoken as an empty ritual. It must be filled with emotion, with vision, with certainty. For the universe does not respond to hollow words. It responds to the fullness of belief behind them. There will be those who hear this and dismiss it. They will say it is fantasy, wishful thinking, or empty affirmation. But the ones who dare to believe, the ones who dare to speak the command with faith, will see what others call impossible become their daily reality. For the law is impartial. It does not favor one over another. It simply responds to the command of faith. So I say to you again, a single command can magnetize abundance into your life. It can shift your reality from lack to overflow, from scarcity to surplus, from struggle to freedom. The command is simple, yet its power is profound. Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Say it not once but daily. Say it not timidly but boldly. Say it not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. Let your words carve the path that money will take to reach you. Let your faith pull wealth out of the unseen and into the seen. Let gratitude seal the flow so that it never runs dry. You do not need to chase money. You do not need to strive endlessly. Money is already looking for you. Abundance is already seeking a vessel through which to flow. When you speak the command, you become that vessel. You become the magnet. You become the one through whom wealth appears. And so, step into your authority. Use the key of your tongue. Open the gates of supply. Command the abundance that has been waiting for you all along. For when you dare to believe, when you dare to speak, when you dare to command, large sums of money will appear in your life. Not as a miracle of chance, but as the natural response of the universe to the voice of your faith. The decree is, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. These are not casual words, nor are they empty sounds echoing into the air. They are a command, a vibration, a declaration of alignment with the infinite abundance that already exists all around you. When spoken with faith and conviction, these words do not simply float into the atmosphere. They carry the force of creation, the energy of manifestation, and the authority of divine law. From the very beginning of time, the spoken word has carried power. Worlds were formed, seas divided, and destinies shaped by what was declared. You are no different. The words you speak daily are seeds planted into the fertile soil of the unseen, and they will always return with a harvest that matches their energy. If you sow seeds of doubt, you will reap lack. If you sow seeds of fear, you will reap delay. But if you sow seeds of faith, you will reap abundance in its fullest measure. This is why the decree, money, appear now, I am ready to receive you, is so significant. It is not a plea or a request, but a decree that carries authority. When you say it, you are not asking money to come, you are commanding it into visibility. You are calling forth what is already yours, but hidden. You are claiming what has always belonged to you, but was waiting for your voice to activate it. You are, in truth, aligning with the eternal law that says whatever you decree in faith must manifest in your reality. The unseen obeys the voice that speaks from certainty. But here is the key: when you speak this decree, you must do it not from a place of desperation or fear, but from a place of assurance. Money does not answer to panic, it answers to peace. It does not answer to begging, it answers to authority. If you stand in doubt while speaking, your words will scatter like dust in the wind. But if you stand in faith, your words will strike like lightning, quick and precise, drawing resources, opportunities, and unexpected wealth to you in ways that defy logic. This decree works because money is not just paper or numbers in a bank account, it is energy. Energy listens, energy moves, and energy responds to intention. The decree tells that energy exactly what to do, to appear, to manifest, to come into form in your life. And the most powerful part of this decree is the final statement: I am ready to receive you. Many people unknowingly block their blessings by not being ready, by doubting their worthiness, or by resisting the very thing they long for. But when you boldly declare your readiness, you fling open the doors of your life and invite the abundance to flow in without obstruction. Being ready means you have prepared your mind to accept wealth. It means you have cultivated gratitude even before the money appears. It means you have aligned your heart with the truth that wealth is not evil, not selfish, not beyond you, but natural, good, and already yours by divine inheritance. Readiness means you no longer chase money, you allow it to chase you. You no longer fear whether it will come, you know it must come because you have commanded it. The decree is not meant to be spoken once and forgotten. It is meant to be spoken until it becomes the rhythm of your soul. Each time you say it, you are not begging for money, you are affirming your authority over it. Each time you repeat it, you strengthen your inner conviction. Each time you declare it, the universe rearranges circumstances, people, and opportunities to deliver on your words. Repetition does not wear down the decree, it energizes it, amplifies it, charges it with greater force until what was unseen must appear in the seen. And yet, let us understand something deeper. The decree is not magic in the sense of illusion, it is law. Just as gravity responds when you drop a stone, the unseen law of abundance responds when you decree with faith. You are not breaking the natural order by speaking this command, you are aligning with the highest natural order. Scarcity is an illusion created by fear, but the divine supply is endless. Rivers do not run dry because someone takes a cup of water, and the treasury of heaven does not shrink because you have commanded wealth into your life. The beauty of this decree is that it does not come from greed. It does not come from wanting more than others or hoarding in fear. It comes from aligning with the truth that abundance is your birthright, and wealth is a tool to live your purpose fully. Money is not the master, it is the servant. It is not the end, it is the means. By speaking the decree, you are not bowing to money, you are commanding it to bow to you, to serve you, to appear where it is needed so that your life may flourish, and so that you may bless others. But this decree is incomplete without gratitude. Gratitude is the magnet that secures wealth into your hands. When you say, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Follow it immediately in your spirit with thankfulness, as if it were already done. Gratitude is the signal to the universe that you believe it has already happened. Gratitude transforms your decree from mere words into a living reality. Without gratitude, even large sums that appear can slip away quickly because the vessel holding them is unprepared. With gratitude, every blessing multiplies, expands, and circulates to return to you in greater measure. So practice gratitude as though the money is already here. See it, feel it, hold it in your imagination, and then give thanks for it now. This is readiness in its purest form, the ability to celebrate what you cannot yet touch, knowing that by law it must arrive. Gratitude seals the decree like a stamp of approval, ensuring that the manifestation cannot be delayed or denied. Now imagine yourself declaring this decree in the face of doubt. The world around you may say resources are scarce, jobs are limited, or opportunities are few. Yet you stand and boldly say, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. You defy the illusion of lack. You refuse to bow to fear. You declare that abundance is not dictated by circumstances, by the economy, or by appearances. You declare that abundance is dictated by law and law must obey your voice. In that moment, you are not weak, you are powerful. You are not a victim, you are a commander. The decree is also a test of belief. When you say it, will you continue to look for signs of its failure? Or will you rest in confidence that it is already done? The decree demands trust. It demands surrender of doubt. It demands that you walk forward as though the money were already in your possession. That you make decisions from a place of abundance rather than lack. That you shift your posture from hoping to knowing. And when you begin to live this way, miracles unfold. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. Unexpected channels of income open up, debts dissolve. Resources flow in from places you could not predict. To the outside world, it looks like magic. But to you, it is not magic. It is law in action. It is the manifestation of the decree. Remember this truth: large sums of money are not reserved for chance, luck, or a chosen few. They respond to alignment, to faith, to the voice of one who knows their authority. And so when you speak this decree, you are not just uttering words. You are activating a law as old as creation itself. Speak it daily. Speak it boldly. Speak it when doubt tempts you to shrink back. Speak it when fear whispers that nothing is changing. Speak it when circumstances appear tight. Speak it when you feel unworthy. Speak it until your very being resonates with the vibration of wealth, until your reality cannot help but shift to match your declaration. The decree is not complicated. It is not reserved for the learned or the spiritual elite. It is for anyone with the courage to believe, to speak, and to receive. The words are simple, but their power is immeasurable. Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Let this become your anthem. Let it saturate your heart. Let it remind you that wealth is not something you chase. It is something you attract. It is not something outside of you. It is something waiting for your voice to bring it forth. So stand tall, declare with authority, command with faith, give thanks in advance, and watch as large sums of money appear in your life, not by chance, not by struggle, but by decree. For when you speak, the universe listens. When you command, it obeys. And when you are ready, the floodgates of abundance swing wide open, releasing blessings beyond your imagination. The decree is yours. The authority is yours. The abundance is yours. Say it now, say it often, and say it with unshakable faith. Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Faith is the golden bridge between the invisible and the visible, the unseen and the seen, the spiritual and the material. It is the assurance that what is not yet in your hands is already secured for you in the realm of supply. When you declare with faith, you are not asking timidly, you are not hoping uncertainly, and you are not pleading with desperation. You are commanding with authority, aligning your spoken word with the eternal law that governs abundance. Faith-based declarations are not mere affirmations, they are decrees that shape reality, calling forth the wealth, opportunities, and blessings that already exist but await your recognition. When you speak in faith, you declare that the universe is not lacking, that life is not withholding, that the divine storehouse is not locked against you. Instead, you align yourself with the truth that there is an infinite supply, a river of provision flowing endlessly, never diminished no matter how much is drawn from it. Think of the sun, no matter how many stand under its light. Each person is fully bathed in its rays, and yet the sun is never exhausted. So it is with wealth, with abundance, with money. It cannot run out because it flows from an infinite source. Faith-based declarations position you under that light, opening your hands to receive what has always been shining upon you. But why are words so important? Because words are carriers of energy, and energy is creative. Every thought you think and every word you speak sends a signal into the universe, a vibration that attracts like unto itself. When your words are saturated with doubt, you scatter your energy, sending a confused signal that produces delay and disappointment. But when your words are clothed in faith, firm and unwavering, they release a force that cannot be denied. Faith-based declarations cut through the fog of uncertainty and create a straight path for blessings to manifest. The command is simple, yet its power lies in the conviction behind it. Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Spoken in doubt, it is just words. Spoken in fear, it is empty. But spoken in faith, it is a decree that heaven and earth respond to. Why? Because faith recognizes alignment. Faith does not see lack, it sees supply. Faith does not beg for crumbs, it declares ownership of the feast already prepared. Faith-based declarations synchronize your inner world with the divine law of abundance, and once you are in harmony, external results cannot help but follow. Imagine a radio receiver. The station is already broadcasting music through the airwaves, but if your tuner is set to the wrong frequency, you will hear only static. Does that mean the music is not there? No, it is playing constantly. You simply have not aligned your receiver to pick it up. Infinite supply works the same way. Prosperity, abundance, and large sums of money are already flowing in the invisible. They are waiting for you to align your words, your faith, and your vibration to the right frequency. Faith-based declarations are the act of tuning your receiver until the music of abundance plays clearly in your life. Gratitude, too, plays a vital role. Faith declares, gratitude receives. When you command in faith, you affirm that the supply is already released. Gratitude seals that blessing by acknowledging it as real, even before it appears in physical form. Gratitude is not passive, it is active agreement with the flow of supply. It is the language that says, I trust the process, I trust the law, I trust that what I declared is already mine. Without gratitude, faith is incomplete, for faith believes and gratitude confirms. Together, they create an unbreakable alignment with infinite supply. The world often teaches scarcity. It says there is not enough for everyone, that wealth is only for a few, that money is hard to come by. These are lies built on fear and limitation. The truth is that the universe has no shortage. Just as there is no limit to ideas, no limit to creativity, no limit to the expansion of the stars, there is no limit to supply. When you align your faith with declarations of abundance, you dismantle the illusion of scarcity. You stop competing, comparing and worrying, and instead you step into the flow of a river that has no end. Consider the farmer who plants a seed. He does not dig it up every day in doubt to see if it is growing. He declares by faith that the harvest is certain. His faith is in alignment with the law of growth. So it is with money and abundance. When you declare, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. You have planted a seed in the soil of the universe. That seed must grow. Your faith waters it, your gratitude nurtures it, and your alignment with infinite supply ensures that the harvest cannot fail. The mistake many make is to mix faith with fear. They declare in the morning but doubt by night. They speak abundance but think scarcity. They command wealth but live as if they are still bound by lack. This contradiction delays manifestation, for the universe mirrors not just your words but your deepest convictions. Faith-based declarations must be consistent. You must live as though the money is already yours, as though the supply is already flowing, as though the abundance is already present. This is not pretending. It is embodying the truth until the truth reshapes reality. Large sums of money come to those who are aligned with wealth consciousness. Wealth consciousness is not greed, nor is it selfishness. It is the recognition that prosperity serves not only you but also the greater good. When you receive, you circulate. When you prosper, you uplift. Money in the hands of the faithful becomes a tool for blessing, expansion, generosity, and creation. The infinite supply flows to those who are ready to use it with wisdom and gratitude. Faith-based declarations, therefore, are not commands born of desperation, but of responsibility and readiness. Every time you speak the command, feel the truth of it in your bones. Do not treat it as empty ritual. See the money already deposited. See the opportunities already knocking. See the debts already paid. See the doors already open. The imagination is the workshop of faith, and the words you declare must be painted with vivid vision. Faith without vision is blind, but faith with vision is unstoppable. The infinite supply answers to the clarity of your inner picture. So, how do you strengthen this alignment? By repetition, by meditation, by unwavering belief. Say the command each day, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Do not worry about how it will come. The how is not your business. Infinite supply has countless channels. It may come as unexpected checks, opportunities, promotions, ideas, or gifts. Your role is not to control the channel, but to maintain faith in the flow. The universe will always choose the fastest, most fitting path for your good. You must also release resistance. Resistance is born of fear, unworthiness, and disbelief. When you cling to the idea that money is hard to get, you push it away. When you feel unworthy of wealth, you block the flow. When you fear that blessings may not last, you close the channel. Faith-based declarations dissolve resistance because they overwrite false beliefs with truth. Each time you declare abundance, you reprogram your subconscious mind, aligning it more fully with infinite supply. It is important to understand that alignment is not effort, it is surrender. You do not strain to make the river flow, you simply step into it. You do not beg for the sun to rise, you align yourself with its rhythm. Faith-based declarations are not about forcing the universe, but about opening yourself to what is already given. Infinite supply does not need to be created for you, it is already present. Your words of faith clear the way for it to manifest in your experience. When large sums of money appear, do not be surprised. Expect them, do not treat it as luck or coincidence. Recognize it as the outworking of law, the fulfillment of your declaration, the result of your alignment. Expectation is the fragrance of faith. What you expect, you prepare for, and what you prepare for, you attract. Live in expectation, live in readiness. Live as though the abundance is already here, because in truth, money, supply, and prosperity are not distant dreams. They are present realities waiting for your command. Speak the command with authority. Hold it with gratitude. Align it with vision. Release it with expectation. Then watch as infinite supply rushes to meet you, as doors open, as opportunities multiply, as provision arrives in ways you could not have orchestrated. Faith-based declarations are your alignment with the eternal truth. There is no lack, only abundance. There is no end, only overflow. There is no delay, only divine timing. Speak it, believe it, live it. For when you align your faith with infinite supply, large sums of money cannot help but appear, seemingly like magic, but in reality, by law. There is a mystery in words, a creative power in sound, a hidden force in every declaration that leaves your lips. Many wander through life believing money is hard to come by, that wealth is reserved for a select few, or that abundance is a matter of luck and chance. Yet the truth stands taller than doubt. Wealth is not scarce, and supply is not limited. The law of life is simple. What you believe, you attract, and what you command with faith becomes substance. When you speak with authority, with conviction, and with unwavering trust in the unseen, money obeys. It appears in ways you cannot always predict, but in ways that always affirm the certainty of divine provision. You must remember that wealth is not about greed. Greed clutches, greed fears loss, greed hoards. Greed operates from scarcity and desperation. Divine wealth, on the other hand, flows from provision. It flows from knowing that you are not separate from the source of supply. You are not disconnected from the river of abundance, you are an expression of it. When you command, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you, you are not grasping desperately at chance. You are affirming your place as a rightful heir to divine abundance. This is why the command carries such power. Spoken with fear, it is an empty sound. Spoken with certainty, it is law. The universe is not swayed by begging, nor by half-hearted requests. It responds to the voice that knows it has authority. Just as a king commands and his subjects obey, your spirit commands and substance obeys. Money is energy and energy is obedient to the spoken word. But let us return to the heart of the matter. Wealth is not about greed. If you see it as greed, you will repel it. If you chase it out of desperation, it will slip through your fingers. But when you see it as divine provision, your entire relationship with money changes. You no longer see money as a master to serve, but as a servant sent to serve you. You no longer chase it anxiously. Instead, you call it forth confidently. Money is not meant to dominate you. It is meant to flow through you, to bless you, and to expand your capacity to bless others. Greed says, I need more and more, and I will take even what does not belong to me. Divine provision says, all that is mine by right comes to me with ease, and I have more than enough to share. Greed is fearful and possessive. Provision is peaceful and generous. Greed closes the fist, provision opens the hand. When your heart is aligned with provision, money flows to you because you are in harmony with the eternal law of circulation. Say the command daily, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Speak it with the joy of a child expecting a gift. Speak it with the confidence of one who knows that the unseen responds to faith. Each time you declare it, let your inner being vibrate with certainty. Visualize the money flowing, imagine the accounts filling, see yourself handling it with gratitude, and watch as doors begin to open. Sometimes the money will arrive through expected channels, business, work opportunities. Other times it will appear in ways you did not foresee, a gift, a chance encounter, a sudden opportunity. The form is not your concern. Your task is to issue the command, hold the faith, and express the gratitude. And gratitude is essential. Without gratitude, you are a leaking vessel. You cannot contain what comes. Gratitude seals your capacity to hold and multiply wealth. When you are thankful for every sum, large or small, you magnetize larger sums. When you show appreciation for even the smallest flow, you open the way for the river to widen. Gratitude shifts your state from lack to plenty, from worry to trust. It signals to the universe that you are not only ready to receive, but also ready to respect and circulate what you receive. Understand this deeply. The universe does not operate in scarcity. Scarcity is man's illusion, born of fear and competition. In truth, there is infinite supply. Look at the stars, can you count them? Look at the ocean, can you measure its drops? Look at the breath you take, do you ever run out of air? So it is with wealth. The river of provision cannot run dry. The only limit is the limit you place on your own faith. When you feel lack, it is not because supply has diminished. It is because fear has clouded your perception. Fear whispers, there isn't enough. You must fight for scraps. You must cling tightly to survive. Faith answers, there is more than enough. I am connected to infinite supply. What I speak in confidence must appear. This is why wealth responds to those who understand provision. Greed keeps you chasing shadows. Faith keeps you aligned with substance. Every time you say the command, you are training your mind to align with truth. You are reminding yourself that you are not begging for scraps, you are calling forth what is already yours. You are declaring that you are ready to handle abundance wisely, ready to circulate it generously, ready to walk in overflow without fear. When you see money as divine provision, you stop clutching in desperation and start commanding in authority. Wealth that comes from greed corrupts and crumbles. It burns quickly, leaving emptiness in its ashes. But wealth that comes from provision lasts, multiplies and blesses generations. It carries peace, not fear. It brings joy, not anxiety. It empowers, not enslaves. This is why you must purify your heart when speaking the command. Say it not as one who is afraid of tomorrow, but as one who knows tomorrow is already supplied. Let your declaration be rooted in joy. Say it boldly, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Feel it as a decree, not a request. Believe it as a fact, not a possibility. Trust that the substance of wealth is already on its way. Even before you see it, act as though it were here. Align your actions with the abundance you have spoken. Make room for it. Prepare space for it. Use words, thoughts, and actions that match the reality you are calling forth. The universe listens closely to the heart behind your words. If you speak with doubt, the words are weak. If you speak with conviction, they carry weight. Do not waver between fear and faith. Choose faith, even when appearances look contrary. Do not look at your empty wallet and let it dictate your belief. Speak to it, command it, and remind it of the truth. I live in infinite supply. I am never without. What I declare must come. Large sums of money are not miracles of luck. They are manifestations of alignment. They appear like magic, but they are not magic. They are law. The law states that what you command in faith must appear in substance. This law has no favorites. It works for whoever understands and applies it. It does not fail. It cannot fail. When your heart, your words, and your belief align, money must obey. So remember always, wealth is not about greed. Wealth is about aligning with divine provision. Wealth is about stepping into the river of abundance that has been flowing since the beginning of time. Wealth is about trusting that the same source that clothes the lilies and feeds the birds also supplies you with more than enough. When you operate from this truth, money cannot resist your call. It must flow. It must appear, it must obey. And so I leave you with this command not as mere words but as a decree of power. Say it with certainty. Say it with joy. Say it with unwavering faith. Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Speak it, believe it, live it, and watch as what once seemed impossible becomes your daily reality. Wealth will answer, because provision has already been assigned to you. And as you walk in it, remember always that it is not greed that has brought you here, but divine supply. Abundance flows naturally when you release it through faith. This is not a mere idea, it is a spiritual law, as unshakable as gravity, as unchanging as the rising of the sun. We live in a universe overflowing with riches, a universe where lack is not a reality, but a false perception. Every tree produces countless leaves, every star scatters its light without end, and every ocean wave repeats its rhythm without exhaustion. Abundance is everywhere, if only you lift your eyes to see it. Yet many live as if scarcity rules, as if blessings are rationed, as if wealth is kept in the vaults of the few. That illusion shatters when faith is spoken, because faith is the great releaser of what has always belonged to you. Faith is the channel through which unseen supply takes form. You do not beg for abundance, you command it. You do not chase it, you attract it. You do not force it by willpower, you release it by trust. Faith is the invisible hand that reaches into the unseen and draws forth the visible. Faith is the bridge that carries you from desire to manifestation. And when you dare to release abundance through faith, life begins to answer in ways that seem magical, but are simply the unfolding of divine law. The mind trained in fear whispers that resources are limited. It says you must strive, compete, and wrestle to receive your portion. But faith speaks another language. Faith says, I am already supplied. Faith says, the river of wealth flows endlessly, and I am standing in its stream. Faith does not tremble at appearances of lack, because faith knows appearances are shadows, while truth is substance. And the truth is this: the storehouse of life is infinite, and your share is already prepared. Consider the power of your words. Each syllable carries vibration, and vibration summons form. When you speak in fear, you summon more fear. When you speak in faith, you summon abundance. That is why a single command, uttered with conviction, carries so much force. When you say, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you, you are not speaking to an empty sky. You are addressing the field of infinite possibility, and that field must respond. It cannot deny the voice of faith, for faith is the password that unlocks its treasures. But understand, faith is not a wavering wish. Faith is not saying one thing with your mouth while entertaining doubt in your heart. Faith is certainty. Faith is the inner knowing that what you decree is already done. It is the ability to speak as though the money is already in your hand, as though the opportunity is already unfolding, as though the blessing is already poured into your life. When your inner conviction and your spoken word align, you become unstoppable. Abundance does not need to be forced into your life. It is already surrounding you, like the air you breathe. You do not fight to breathe, you simply inhale. In the same way, you do not fight for prosperity, you simply receive. When you release abundance through faith, you are breathing in wealth from the atmosphere of the divine. It comes as naturally as breath, as effortlessly as the beating of your heart. Some may wonder, how can money appear just by speaking? To the logical mind, this seems impossible. Yet, what is money but a symbol, a form, an expression of energy? Energy is obedient to thought, and thought clothed in faith has power beyond measure. The opportunities, the ideas, the connections, and the doors that open are all part of that energy responding to your command. The money arrives through channels that seem ordinary, but behind them is an extraordinary law at work. Think of the soil. You plant a seed, and though you do not see the roots forming, life is stirring beneath the surface. You do not dig up the seed every day to check if it is growing, you trust the process. Faith works the same way. When you speak abundance into your life, it begins to move immediately. You may not see the evidence at first, but beneath the surface, forces are rearranging, opportunities are forming, and supply is moving toward you. Your role is not to worry about how, but to keep your faith steady, your words aligned, and your gratitude flowing. Gratitude is the seal of abundance. Without gratitude, blessings slip through your fingers. But with gratitude, even the smallest manifestation multiplies into greater and greater sums. Gratitude is not reserved for when the money arrives, it must be spoken before, during, and after. To say, I am grateful now, even when your account appears empty, is to declare that you see beyond appearances into the truth of unlimited supply. That kind of gratitude is magnetic. It draws wealth toward you in amounts you cannot measure. Abundance flows naturally when you release it through faith, because faith has no resistance. Fear blocks the flow, doubt delays it, worry builds walls against it. But faith is an open channel, a wide river with no dams, no barriers. The moment you let go of the belief in scarcity and embrace the certainty of supply, the river rushes in. Large sums of money, opportunities beyond your imagination, and blessings greater than your requests all find their way to you because you have made room for them by faith. You must also remember this truth: you are worthy of abundance. Many sabotage their flow because deep inside, they believe they do not deserve wealth or that wealth is only for others. This belief is a thief, stealing blessings that were meant for you. When you stand in faith, you must also stand in worthiness. Say to yourself, I am a child of divine supply. I am worthy of riches. I am worthy of overflow. I am worthy of every good thing life has to offer. Worthiness and faith together form an unstoppable magnet for abundance. Each time you repeat the command, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. You are reprogramming your mind away from lack and toward overflow. Consistency is key. Say it when you rise in the morning. Say it before you sleep at night. Say it when fear tries to whisper otherwise. Each repetition strengthens the vibration, deepens your faith, and clears away the residue of doubt. Soon, the words will not just be sounds on your lips but truth in your bones, and when you reach that place, manifestation is inevitable. Look at the patterns of nature. Never once does the sun fail to rise, never once does the earth stop producing, never once do the seasons fail to turn. The same consistency flows in the law of abundance. It cannot fail. The only variable is your alignment with it. Align through faith, align through gratitude, align through certainty, and the flow becomes unstoppable. Large sums of money, unexpected gifts, open doors, and multiplied opportunities are already in motion toward you. They are waiting for the command of your faith. They are waiting for you to release them, not by struggling, not by begging, but by speaking the word and believing it is done. That is the law. That is the truth. So release your fear, release your doubt, release your belief in lack. Instead, release your abundance through faith. Speak boldly, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Feel the reality of those words. Let gratitude rise in your heart. Walk as if it were already done. And watch, as what once felt impossible begins to unfold before your eyes with perfect timing, with divine ease, and with unstoppable power. Abundance flows naturally when you release it through faith. It does not struggle. It does not delay. It does not hesitate. Like water rushing to fill an open vessel, it moves swiftly into the life of the one who dares to believe. Open yourself now. Speak your command. Stand in faith, and prepare yourself for the overflow that is already on its way to you. The unseen responds more to your inner certainty than your outer words. This is the secret many overlook, and it is why their words often fall empty, carrying no power. The spoken word is important, yes, but the true force behind it is not the sound itself. It is the spirit that fuels it, the belief that empowers it, and the conviction that makes it irresistible to the unseen realm. When you declare a thing with your lips, yet carry doubt in your heart, the unseen hears the doubt, not the declaration. You may say, I am rich. But if within you lies fear of lack, uncertainty about your worth, or disbelief in your divine inheritance, then the unseen responds to that vibration of doubt. It mirrors back not what you say but what you truly believe. But when the command rises from a heart overflowing with certainty, it is unstoppable. Heaven and earth align to fulfill it, because certainty is the true language of creation. This is why some people seem to speak once and abundance floods their lives, while others repeat the same affirmations for years with no change. It is not the frequency of the words that matters. It is the depth of belief behind them. If you say, money, appear now, I am ready to receive you, with unwavering faith, then the universe has no choice but to obey. Your certainty becomes law, your conviction becomes a decree that cannot be broken. The unseen does not weigh your words by their eloquence or length. It does not respond to dramatic cries or elaborate speeches. It listens to the resonance of your spirit, the vibration of your inner state, the certainty that radiates from within you. Imagine two people making the same command. One says it with fear, hoping something might happen. The other says it with absolute authority, knowing it must happen. Both spoke the same words, but only one carries the weight of certainty. And to that one, the unseen responds with abundance and provision. Certainty is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is the awareness that you are one with infinite supply, that you are a vessel of divine provision, and that nothing can cut you off from the river of abundance. When you live in certainty, you no longer chase money, it comes to you. You no longer beg for opportunities, they flow naturally. You no longer doubt whether you are worthy. You simply receive, because you know that wealth is already yours in the unseen, and you are calling it forth into the seen. To cultivate this certainty, you must go beyond mere repetition of words. You must saturate your mind and heart with the truth that you are richly supplied. You must dismantle the inner voices of lack, silence the whispers of fear, and replace them with the unwavering sound of faith. You must feel in your body what it means to already have what you desire. This is why visualization, gratitude, and joyful expectation are so powerful. They create an inner certainty that convinces the unseen to respond. Think of a seed planted in the ground. You cannot see its growth, yet you water it, nurture it, and wait with certainty that it will sprout. You do not dig it up every day in doubt, asking, is it working? Will it grow? You know that growth is inevitable. The unseen is the same. Your words are seeds, but your certainty is the water that ensures their manifestation. Without certainty, the seeds wither. With certainty, they flourish and multiply. When you say, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Do not let your inner voice whisper, but how? But when? But where will it come from? That whisper is the thief of manifestation. The unseen does not need to answer your how. Its only task is to align circumstances, people, and opportunities in ways far beyond your imagination. Your task is not to question, it is to believe. The moment you release the command in certainty, forces greater than you are already at work arranging your blessing. Gratitude seals the certainty. When you act thankful before you see the money, you prove that you are certain it is on its way. Gratitude says, I have received, though my eyes have not yet seen it. And that inner knowing compels the unseen to make it visible. The grateful heart is irresistible to the laws of abundance, for it confirms absolute certainty in divine supply. The unseen is like a mirror. It reflects what you truly hold within. If you look into the mirror with fear, it shows fear. If you look into it with confidence, it shows confidence. Your inner state is the true command. This is why the command must not only leave your lips but must first be rooted in your soul. Say it not once with doubt, but every time with certainty. Say it until your heart feels it, until your body vibrates with it, until there is no gap between your words and your belief. Large sums of money, opportunities, and abundance do not appear by chance. They are called forth by certainty. Some call it faith, some call it alignment, others call it energy. But whatever name you give it, the principle remains the same. The unseen obeys your certainty, not your doubts. Imagine walking into a dark room. You do not doubt whether the light will turn on when you flip the switch. You know it will. That is certainty. You do not beg the light. You do not cry for it. You simply command it by the flip of a switch, and instantly light floods the room. Wealth and abundance are the same. When you speak the command with certainty, the switch is flipped, and the unseen floods your life with provision. This is the place where magic begins to look ordinary. What others call miracles you call normal, because certainty turns the extraordinary into the everyday. Others will marvel, how did you attract so much money, so many opportunities, so much abundance? And you will simply know, it was certainty. You spoke, you believed, and the unseen answered. Every time you choose certainty over fear, you shift the balance of your reality. Every time you affirm abundance with inner knowing, you bring it closer to manifestation. Every time you silence doubt and speak with authority, you unlock another door of provision. This is not a one-time act but a way of life. Certainty must become your habit, your state of being, your natural response to every situation. When challenges rise, when bills come due, when circumstances seem tight, remember, the unseen is watching your inner state. If you panic, you confirm scarcity. If you remain certain, you call forth abundance. In those very moments, choose the command of money. Appear now. I am ready to receive you. Say it not as a wish, but as a decree. Feel the certainty in your bones, see the wealth in your mind, and know that it is already done. The unseen is not moved by desperation. It is moved by certainty. Desperation pushes blessings away, but certainty draws them near. When you act as though you already have what you desire, when you live as though the supply is already here, you create a magnetic force that nothing can resist. You do not need to see it first, you need only to be certain, and the seen will eventually match the unseen. So live in certainty, speak in certainty, act in certainty. Let every fiber of your being radiate the truth that you are already supplied, already blessed, already abundant. And as you hold fast to this inner knowing, the unseen will answer you in ways that will astonish you, multiplying your blessings, overflowing your life with wealth, and proving that the unseen responds more to your inner certainty than your outer words. The river of supply is endless and is waiting for your command, but not just any command, one spoken with certainty, one spoken with faith, one spoken with absolute authority. Let this be your decree, money, appear now, I am ready to receive you. Speak it not as a hope but as a fact, speak it not as a dream but as a reality. Speak it until the vibration of certainty moves through you like fire, until the unseen bends to your will, until what was once invisible becomes visible before your very eyes. And when it comes, as it surely will, do not be surprised, be grateful. For you did not beg for it, you did not chase it, you simply commanded it in certainty, and the unseen could not resist. This is the way of abundance. This is the law of supply. This is the power of certainty. So remember always, the unseen responds more to your inner certainty than your outer words. Hold that certainty, live in that certainty, and you will walk in abundance so great that others will call it magic, but you will know, it was certainty all along. Gratitude strengthens the vessel to hold and multiply wealth. When blessings pour into your life, They must have a safe place to rest, or they will flow in one moment and slip away the next. Imagine water pouring into a broken jar. No matter how much water is given, it cannot be kept. So it is with wealth, opportunity, and success. If gratitude is absent, the container of your life is cracked, and what was meant to bless you slips away. Gratitude seals the vessel. It builds strength within you, preparing you not only to receive wealth but to expand it, nurture it, and let it grow. Many people cry out for large sums of money, yet when it comes, they do not know how to hold it. They do not value it, and without gratitude, it diminishes as quickly as it arrived. Gratitude is the law that multiplies. What you appreciate, appreciates. What you honor, grows. To understand this truth, one must first see that money is not only paper, coins, or numbers on a screen. Money is energy, a current that flows where it is respected, loved, and welcomed. When you treat money as something uncertain, scarce, or fleeting, it resists you. But when you greet money with joy and gratitude, it finds a home in your life. Gratitude whispers to wealth, you are safe here. You are valued here. You are free to multiply here. Large sums of money are not miracles of chance but manifestations of alignment. They come into the lives of those who speak with authority, live with expectation, and guard their vessel with gratitude. To demand wealth without gratitude is to invite a storm without building a shelter. The storm will come, but it will sweep through, leaving nothing behind. Gratitude builds the shelter. Gratitude strengthens the walls. Gratitude creates the structure that can hold abundance in a lasting way. Think of a farmer who receives seeds. If he throws them carelessly on rocky ground, they will not produce. But if he receives those seeds with reverence, places them in fertile soil, waters them daily, and thanks the earth for its return, the harvest will be multiplied. Wealth is the same. Gratitude is the fertile soil. Without it, no matter how many seeds are scattered, little can grow. With it, even the smallest seed produces abundance beyond measure. Gratitude is not passive, it is active. It is more than a polite, thank you. It is a vibration, a deep recognition of the goodness of life, the faithfulness of the divine, and the certainty that every blessing that comes to you is a sign of more on the way. Gratitude says, I trust the source. I believe the supply is endless. I am prepared to hold more because I honor what I have. This posture of the heart transforms lack into plenty and turns ordinary moments into miracles. Many seek large sums of money but complain about the little they have. They overlook the coins, the small opportunities, the minor victories, and by doing so, they weaken the vessel. If one cannot rejoice over a little, how can one contain a lot? Gratitude begins with what is already in your hand. When you give thanks for the small, you open the door for the great. The law is simple. He who is faithful over little will be trusted with much. Gratitude is the measure of that faithfulness. When you declare, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. You must also whisper, thank you, for it is already mine. Without this attitude, the command is incomplete. The words call wealth forth, but gratitude anchors it. Gratitude is the magnet that draws money not just once, but again and again. It builds momentum. It teaches the universe that you are a reliable partner in the circulation of wealth. And the universe rewards reliability with overflow. Those who live in gratitude live in abundance even before the money arrives. Their hearts overflow, and so life overflows. Gratitude sees the future as if it is already present. It feels the reality before it is visible. Gratitude is faith dressed in joy, and faith with joy becomes unstoppable. When you rise in the morning, gratitude is your first wealth. To breathe, to stand, to see the light of day. These are treasures that no amount of currency could buy. If you cannot be grateful for the breath in your lungs, how will you be grateful for the riches in your hands? The one who despises small gifts will never hold large ones for long. But the one who blesses every breath, every sunrise, every opportunity, prepares himself for wealth beyond measure. Gratitude also transforms the spirit. It shifts the focus from what is missing to what is already overflowing. Those who constantly see what they lack emit a vibration of emptiness. But those who dwell on what they already have, no matter how small, radiate fullness. And fullness attracts more fullness. Emptiness only deepens emptiness. Gratitude, therefore, is the great transformer, turning a little into much and lack into plenty. Imagine someone who suddenly receives a large inheritance but lives without gratitude. They may spend recklessly, fearfully, or with a sense of unworthiness. Soon, the money vanishes because their vessel could not hold it. Now picture another who receives only a small gift but treats it as sacred. They manage it with wisdom, bless it with gratitude, and circulate it with joy. Soon, doors of greater opportunity open, and what began as little multiplies into much. The difference is not in the amount but in the attitude. Gratitude made one rich, while ingratitude made the other poor. Every time you practice gratitude, you strengthen the walls of your vessel. You are building an invisible fortress that can hold large sums of money without fear of loss. You are becoming trustworthy in the eyes of the divine law of abundance. Gratitude teaches you to bless wealth, and what you bless cannot easily leave you. It grows roots, it finds a home, it multiplies. Even in times of delay, gratitude is the anchor. When the command has been spoken and the manifestation is on its way, gratitude keeps your faith alive. Instead of doubting, you thank in advance. Instead of worrying, you rejoice as though it is already done. Gratitude closes the gap between the invisible and the visible. It hastens the arrival of what you have declared, because it convinces the spirit that you already believe it is yours. Gratitude also prevents greed from corroding the soul. Wealth without gratitude becomes dangerous, leading to pride, waste, or fear. But wealth with gratitude remains pure, purposeful, and fruitful. Gratitude transforms money from mere currency into a tool of blessing, circulation, and service. It reminds you that you are not merely an owner but a steward, and the more wisely and gratefully you steward, the more abundance flows your way. Let every coin in your pocket, every bill in your wallet, every number in your account be met with gratitude. Speak to your money, not with complaint, but with appreciation. Bless it as it comes in, bless it as it goes out, and it will always return multiplied. Money thrives where it is loved, respected, and acknowledged. Gratitude is that love. Gratitude is that respect. Gratitude is that acknowledgement. So if you desire large sums of money, prepare your vessel with gratitude. Each day practice thanksgiving for the supply you already see. Rejoice over the smallest increase. Give thanks for opportunities disguised as challenges. Bless the unseen wealth that is making its way to you even now. As you do, your vessel expands, your walls strengthen, and when the flood of abundance comes, you will not only hold it, you will multiply it. And remember this eternal truth: gratitude does not wait for the blessing to arrive. Gratitude brings the blessing. It is not the effect but the cause. It is not the result but the reason. When you live in gratitude, you live in abundance already, and abundance in spirit must become abundance in form. Therefore, speak the command, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. And when you speak it, let your heart thunder with gratitude, for it is already done. Thank the divine supply, thank the unseen forces, thank the universe, thank the money itself, for responding to your call. Gratitude is your seal, your anchor, your magnet, your multiplier. It strengthens the vessel, ensures the blessing, and transforms your life into a storehouse of wealth that grows richer every day. Gratitude is not the end of abundance. It is the beginning. It is not the shadow of wealth. It is the foundation. With gratitude, you become unshakable. With gratitude, you become limitless. With gratitude, you become the vessel that can hold and multiply wealth beyond imagination. So stand tall, lift your voice, speak the command, and let your heart resound with gratitude, for wealth has already found its way to you, and your vessel is ready to hold and multiply it. There is a hidden law at work in your life, a law so powerful that when you grasp it, you will never again see words as ordinary sounds. Words are seeds. Words are commands. Words are the instruments by which you shape the very substance of your reality. You have been given a gift, the power to speak and the authority to declare, and when you learn to use this gift in repetition, with conviction, and with unwavering faith, you begin to summon the life you were always meant to live. When you first speak a command such as, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. It may sound strange, as if your mind wrestles between belief and doubt. This is natural. For years you may have been trained by society, by fear, by limitation, to think of money as something outside of your control. Something that comes and goes by chance, or through hard struggle, or as the privilege of only a few. But when you begin to repeat this command daily, when you let it roll off your tongue as naturally as breath, you begin to train not just your mind but your spirit to accept a new reality. Repetition builds conviction. The first time you speak it, your words may tremble. The 10th time, they may begin to feel more familiar. By the 100th time, you are no longer asking, you are declaring. You are no longer begging for money to appear. You are commanding it with the authority that has always been yours. And in that moment, you cross a threshold. What was once a hopeful whisper becomes a decree that the universe must obey. Think about the way habits are formed. A single action does not create a habit, but repetition engraves it into your very being. In the same way, a single declaration may plant a seed, but repeated declarations water it, nurture it, and grow it until it becomes an unshakable belief. And belief is the birthplace of manifestation. Whatever you hold is true in your heart. Whatever you claim without wavering must appear in the outer world. Some may say, how can words bring money? How can a command change my financial situation? But they forget that everything seen was once unseen. Every fortune, every invention, every breakthrough began first as an idea, a word spoken into the atmosphere, and then repeated until it crystallized into form. If a word can inspire armies, heal broken spirits, or shape nations, then surely a word spoken with faith can summon abundance into your life. Imagine for a moment a farmer with seeds in his hand. If he plants only once and walks away, he may not see much of a harvest. But if day after day he waters, nurtures, and tends his field in due season, the harvest must appear. So it is with repetition. Every time you speak the command, you are watering the soil of your mind, removing the weeds of doubt, and strengthening the roots of your belief. And as your belief grows, your outer life bends to reflect that inner reality. There is power in consistency. Life rewards persistence. When you continue to speak with conviction, even when you cannot yet see the results, you are demonstrating faith. Faith is not waiting until the money shows up before you believe. Faith is declaring that it is already yours, and through repetition, making that belief so firm that nothing can shake it. Do not underestimate the energy that builds each time you repeat your command. Words are vibrations, and vibrations gather momentum. Just as a drop of water can carve a stone over time, your words, repeated day after day, carve a new reality for you. Every time you speak, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. You are sending out a ripple into the universe. One ripple alone may fade, but constant ripples create waves. Those waves gather force and eventually wash ashore, bringing with them opportunities, open doors, and financial blessings you could never have imagined. Repetition also has another purpose. It silences the inner critic. You know that voice, the one that says, "This is silly, this won't work, money doesn't just appear." That voice has been programmed by years of fear, by the opinions of others, by the scarcity mindset that has dominated humanity for too long. But when you repeat your command with boldness, day after day, that voice grows weaker. Doubt is drowned out by the louder song of faith. The old program begins to fade, and a new program of wealth, abundance, and readiness takes its place. Do not be discouraged if results do not show instantly. The law of manifestation works like a seed growing underground. Long before you see the sprout break through the soil, there is activity happening beneath the surface. Your repetition is stirring the soil, breaking down barriers, and preparing the way for visible results. The unseen must always move before the seen. So continue in faith, knowing that your repeated command is already building the reality that is soon to appear before your eyes. There will come a time when your words no longer feel like repetition, but like truth. At first, you may have to remind yourself of this truth daily, even hourly. But as your conviction deepens, the words become natural. You will find yourself saying, "Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you," not with hope but with certainty. And certainty is the language of manifestation. The universe bends to certainty. Resources flow to those who know they are worthy and ready. Let gratitude be the companion of your repetition. Each time you speak the command, follow it with thanksgiving, as if it has already been answered. Gratitude seals the command, strengthens your vibration, and opens the channels through which the blessing flows. Say, "Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Thank you for the abundance that is already here." In doing so, you are no longer chasing money, you are magnetizing it, calling it forth like a loyal servant who must obey the voice of its master. Repetition transforms the mind. It aligns your thoughts, feelings, and actions with abundance. Suddenly, opportunities you once overlooked stand out clearly. Ideas you dismissed now shine with potential. People who can open doors cross your path. This is no accident. It is the law responding to your repeated command. When your inner world changes through repetition, your outer world cannot remain the same. Do not think of money as distant or scarce. It is energy, and energy responds to direction. Just as electricity flows where the current is directed, money flows where intention and conviction guide it. By repeating your command, you are directing energy, pointing it toward you with authority. And energy, when guided persistently, must manifest in tangible form. There is great wisdom in persistence. The mountains of doubt that have stood before you for years may not crumble in a single word, but with each repeated command, cracks begin to form. Eventually, the mountain is leveled, and what once seemed impossible becomes natural. Those who give up too soon never see the harvest. Those who persist in repetition reap the reward. Every master of success, every creator of wealth, has understood this law in some form. They repeated their vision, their affirmation, their decree, until it became a living reality. You are no different. The same law that worked for them will work for you. The key is repetition. So I say to you, speak the command boldly, "Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you." Do not say it once and forget it. Say it until your heart believes it. Say it until your bones feel it. Say it until the air around you vibrates with the certainty of it. And then watch as the unseen forces gather, as doors open, as unexpected channels flow with abundance. There will come a day when you look back and realize that what once felt like repetition was in fact the sculpting of your destiny. Each word you spoke carved a path, each declaration built a bridge, each command drew wealth closer. You will realize that money did not come by accident but by law, and that your repetition was the key that unlocked the treasure house. So do not grow weary. Repetition builds conviction, and conviction manifests reality. The words you speak today are shaping the life you will walk in tomorrow. Choose them wisely, repeat them faithfully, and never doubt their power. For as surely as the sun rises, the command you speak in faith will bring forth its harvest. The money you call for will appear. The abundance you claim will flow. and you will stand in the overflow, knowing that it was not chance, not luck, but the power of repetition, faith, and conviction that brought it into your hands. Scarcity is an illusion, the divine source is limitless. To understand this truth is to step into a new dimension of life, one where lack no longer holds power over you, and limitation no longer dictates your decisions. The world has taught humanity to live in fear of shortage, to guard tightly what little it believes it has, to worry that tomorrow will not bring enough. Yet this is a lie that blinds the eyes of the soul and locks people into chains of poverty, worry, and fear. When the truth is revealed, those chains dissolve, and a person discovers that the storehouses of supply are infinite, overflowing, and forever open to the one who believes. Think of the air you breathe. Do you ever stop and worry that you might take the last breath available? Do you panic that there may not be enough oxygen left for you tomorrow? Of course not. You breathe deeply, freely, without anxiety, because you trust that there is always more. That is the same way divine supply works. Money, wealth, opportunities, and resources are as abundant as the air. Scarcity is only a shadow cast by the mind. But shadows are not real. They cannot harm you. The truth is that there is no lack in the eternal source, and as soon as you align your thoughts and words with this truth, your life begins to reflect the abundance that has always been present. Every time you speak words of fear, you close the door on this infinite supply. You say, "I can't afford this," or "There's not enough," and the universe hears your decree and mirrors it back. But when you speak in faith, when you boldly declare, "I live in overflow, I am supplied, I have more than enough," the divine responds with evidence to match your words. The unseen listens more carefully to the tone of your spirit than the sound of your lips. If within your heart you carry certainty that the supply is limitless, your world will rearrange itself to prove you right. Scarcity is taught, but abundance is your natural inheritance. From the moment of your birth, life has sustained you. The earth has given you air, food, light, and warmth without requiring you to earn it. The sun never sends you a bill for its rays. The rivers never demand payment for their waters. These are reminders that the universe does not operate on lack, but on generous overflow. Wealth is no different. Large sums of money, golden opportunities, and open doors are all waiting for the one who dares to command them into being. The command is powerful because it speaks to the truth. When you say, "Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you," you are not begging, you are not wishing. You are declaring what already exists in the invisible realm to become visible. You are reminding yourself and the universe that scarcity is a dream that dissolves when faith awakens. Your decree calls wealth out of hiding and places it in your hands. But this command only works when spoken from the posture of belief. To say the words without conviction is to breathe without inhaling. The real power lies not in the phrase alone, but in the certainty that backs it. The mind of fear says, "What if there is not enough for me?" The mind of faith says, "There is always enough and more is on its way." This is the shift that changes lives. History shows countless stories of individuals who rose from nothing into abundance, not because they discovered a hidden treasure chest in the ground, but because they shifted their mindset from lack to overflow. They stopped agreeing with scarcity and started aligning with the limitless source. They became magnets for wealth because they believed in the law of abundance. Gratitude is the anchor that holds this flow steady. To demand wealth without gratitude is to pour water into a vessel full of holes. It will not stay. But to give thanks for even the smallest evidence of supply creates a foundation upon which larger blessings can rest. Gratitude multiplies what you have. It secures what comes to you. It makes you trustworthy with abundance, and the universe delights in entrusting more to the one who appreciates what has already been given. Say the command with faith, but seal it with gratitude. Speak boldly, "Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you," and then whisper softly, "Thank you, for it is already mine." Scarcity will still try to whisper in your ear. It will show you empty accounts, overdue bills, and closed doors. But remember, what you see with your physical eyes is not the whole truth. The spiritual supply is always full, always overflowing, always waiting for your call. When lack stares you down, stare back with words of abundance. Declare, "There is no shortage in my life. I live in a limitless universe. My supply is here and now." Every time you refuse to agree with scarcity, you weaken its illusion, until one day you wake up and realize it never had any power at all. Consider a seed. Within it lies an infinite harvest. One apple seed can grow into a tree. The tree produces hundreds of apples, and within each apple are more seeds, more trees, more harvests. That is how the divine operates, endless multiplication. If a simple seed holds this much potential, how much more does your spirit hold? How much more has the universe stored up for you? Scarcity cannot exist in such a system. It exists only in the imagination of the fearful, not in the reality of the faithful. When you walk in alignment with this truth, opportunities begin to flow. People appear with the exact resources you need. Doors open that once seemed sealed shut. Money arrives through channels you never considered possible. This is not magic, this is law. The law of abundance states that whatever you believe, speak, and expect with faith must manifest. If you live expecting lack, lack comes. If you live expecting overflow, overflow arrives. The choice is yours. Do not measure your potential by your present condition. If your bank account is empty today, it does not mean your supply is empty. If your wallet is thin, it does not mean the universe is poor. It means you have not yet aligned your mind and words with the truth. Begin today. Speak the command. Repeat it daily, not as a desperate plea but as a confident decree. Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Say it when doubt rises. Say it when fear speaks. Say it when circumstances try to tell you otherwise. Say it until your spirit rings with certainty and your environment bows to your faith. Scarcity teaches people to compete, to grasp, to hoard. But when you live in the truth of limitless supply, competition dissolves. You realize that another person's blessing is not your loss. Their gain does not reduce your portion. The universe is vast enough to supply everyone abundantly. There is no need to envy, no reason to fear, no cause for greed. Abundance is not a pie where one person's slice makes yours smaller. It is an ocean where everyone can draw endlessly without draining the source. The moment you believe this, generosity flows from you naturally. You give not out of fear of losing, but out of joy in knowing you can never run out. You share not from obligation, but from freedom. And as you give, more returns to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Giving proves your trust in the limitless source. And the source always rewards trust. Your life can change with one shift in consciousness. Scarcity is not a permanent condition, it is a belief system. The instant you reject it and embrace the truth of abundance, your reality begins to transform. The world will tell you that resources are limited, that opportunities are rare, that you must struggle for every dollar. But the world does not know the law. The law says what you speak in faith becomes flesh, what you decree in certainty becomes fact. So today, cast off the lie of lack. Refuse to live as though the universe is poor. Refuse to shrink your dreams to fit within the boundaries of fear. Stand tall and speak the command that calls wealth into being. Money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Say it with power. Say it with joy. Say it as though the money is already in your hands, because in truth it already exists in the unseen. You are simply pulling it into view. Remember always that scarcity is an illusion. The divine source is limitless. Every breath you take is proof that the universe is abundant. Every sunrise is evidence that supply is eternal. Every opportunity that has ever found you is a reminder that the law of abundance is real. Align with it, believe it, speak it, and watch as your life overflows with blessings, opportunities, and wealth beyond what you once thought possible. Large sums of money are waiting for you, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. The command has been given. The universe is listening. The only question left is this: are you ready to receive? Many people walk through life believing that wealth belongs to the fortunate few, that money is something won by chance, by luck, or by being at the right place at the right time. They look at others who prosper and assume they were chosen by fate, while they themselves were somehow overlooked. This is one of the greatest illusions that has kept humanity bound to struggle and lack. For the truth is, large sums of money, great opportunities, and the flow of abundance do not come through chance. They come through alignment. Alignment is the secret key, the invisible thread that connects you to the treasure house of supply. To understand this, one must first recognize that everything in existence is governed by law. Just as the law of gravity holds the planets in their place and ensures the tide returns to the shore, there are spiritual and universal laws that govern wealth, success, and prosperity. These laws are exact, precise, and unbending. They do not respond to chance, they respond to consciousness. The flow of money is not a random scattering of coins into the wind. It is the result of inner alignment with abundance, with faith, with certainty, and with gratitude. When you look at money as something that comes and goes randomly, you position yourself as a victim of life's circumstances. You hand over your power to luck, to lottery tickets, to external events you cannot control. But when you step into the understanding that money is energy, that it flows like a river, and that you can position yourself to receive its current, then you begin to see wealth as a certainty rather than a gamble. Alignment means tuning yourself to the frequency of wealth. Just as a radio cannot play music until it is tuned to the right station, you cannot experience abundance until you are tuned into the vibration of prosperity. Alignment begins with the mind, because the mind is the builder. The thoughts you think daily, the words you speak, and the images you hold before you act as signals you send into the invisible. If your thoughts are filled with fear, doubt, and lack, you send out a frequency of scarcity, and the results in your life will mirror that. But when your thoughts are filled with faith, expectation, and certainty that abundance belongs to you, you call money, opportunities, and resources into your orbit. You become aligned with wealth. This is not chance, it is law. Consider the farmer who plants seeds. He does not sit by the field wondering if by luck crops might appear. He understands the law of sowing and reaping. He knows that if he plants in fertile soil, waters faithfully, and allows time, harvest will come. To the untrained eye, the harvest might look like luck, but to the farmer, it is the inevitable result of alignment with natural law. So too with money, large sums manifest not as accidents, but as the harvest of seeds planted through thought, word, and inspired action. Now, some may say, but I work hard every day, and still money does not appear. Here is the difference. Work without alignment is like planting seeds in barren ground. You may labor endlessly, but the soil will not produce until it is aligned with life. True wealth is not created by mere effort, it is created by inner agreement with abundance. Hard work alone, driven by fear, often multiplies exhaustion rather than prosperity. But when work flows from faith and alignment, it is guided by wisdom, opportunities unfold, and results multiply beyond measure. The command, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you, works because it is a declaration of alignment. It is not begging, it is not hoping. It is claiming what already exists in the invisible and pulling it into form through faith. When spoken with conviction, it shifts your consciousness from lack to supply, from waiting to receiving. Large sums of money appear not because of chance, but because of the authority of spoken faith. Gratitude plays a vital role in alignment. When you are grateful for what you already have, even if it seems little, you tune yourself to the vibration of increase. Gratitude says, I trust the source. I recognize abundance is already here and I open myself for more. Ingratitude, on the other hand, closes the door. It says, it is not enough. And by focusing on lack, it aligns you with more lack. Gratitude transforms the smallest coin into a magnet for wealth because it recognizes the flow and honors the giver of all good. Faith is the foundation of alignment. Without faith, words are empty sounds. With faith, they are commands that rearrange the unseen. Faith does not ask, how will this happen? Faith declares, it is already mine. Faith is the substance that bridges the gap between the invisible and the visible. Every great fortune that has ever been built began not with chance, but with an inner conviction, a vision, a belief that prosperity was certain. We must also release the belief that money is scarce. Scarcity is an illusion created by fear. The truth is supply is limitless. The divine source cannot be exhausted. There is always more than enough for all. The idea that wealth for one means lack for another is false. The ocean does not fear running out of waves. The sun does not fear running out of light, and the universe does not fear running out of provision. Large sums of money flow freely when we align with the truth that supply is infinite. Alignment also requires readiness. When you say, I am ready to receive, you must mean it. Readiness means preparing your mind, your heart, and even your practical affairs to handle wealth responsibly. If a large sum of money came into your life today, would you know how to manage it, multiply it, and use it for good? Readiness is not only about desire, it is about being a wise steward. When you demonstrate readiness, the universe entrusts you with more. There is also the power of repetition. Speaking the command once is powerful, but speaking it daily, consistently, and with increasing faith builds a momentum that cannot be denied. Every time you declare, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you, you reinforce the alignment of your thoughts, words, and emotions with prosperity. You carve a deeper channel through which abundance flows. Just as water eventually shapes stone through persistence, repeated declarations of faith reshape your reality. And let us not forget the role of imagination. Imagination is the workshop of alignment. When you visualize yourself already in possession of wealth, already living in abundance, you send out a powerful signal to the universe. Your subconscious mind accepts that image as truth and begins to align circumstances, people, and events to bring it into being. What you hold in imagination, backed by faith, must manifest in reality. This is not luck, it is law. Those who prosper greatly are not the lucky ones, they are the aligned ones. They have aligned their beliefs, their words, their gratitude, and their vision with abundance. They have let go of doubt, fear, and the illusion of scarcity. They understand that the source of supply is within them and around them, and that it responds unfailingly to their faith. Large sums of money appear in their lives not because fate randomly selected them, but because they have tuned themselves to the frequency of wealth. The same law is available to you. You are not excluded from abundance. You are not too late, too far behind, or too unworthy. Those are lies of fear that keep you in alignment with lack. The truth is that the river of wealth is flowing right now, and the moment you align yourself with it, you will find it rushing toward you. Alignment is a choice, and it begins with your thoughts and words today. So take your stand, speak the command, declare boldly, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. Say it not with trembling but with certainty. Say it not with fear, but with joy. Say it until every cell in your body believes it, until every doubt dissolves, until you feel the magnetic pull of abundance surrounding you. Large sums of money are not miracles of chance. They are the natural manifestation of faith, gratitude, and alignment. When you step into this truth, you will no longer wait for luck or fear missed opportunities. You will know that wealth is not outside of you, but within your grasp. You will recognize that you are not at the mercy of chance, but a master of alignment. And when you align, nothing can stop the flood of prosperity that is already prepared for you. Large sums of money manifest through alignment, not chance. It is law, it is truth, and it is yours now. Large sums of money manifest through alignment, not chance. This is a truth that has been hidden in plain sight, overlooked by those who chase luck, gamble on circumstance, and wait endlessly for fortune to favor them. But those who understand the laws of spirit, the unseen currents that move life itself, know that wealth is not random. It is not about who is lucky, who happens to stumble into an opportunity, or who merely wishes for more. It is about alignment. Alignment of thought, word, belief, and action with the divine principle of unlimited supply. When you align yourself with the truth that you are a child of an abundant universe, you begin to draw wealth naturally. The struggle, the force, the begging, the waiting, they all dissolve because alignment carries with it an ease that cannot be imitated by human effort alone. Imagine a river. The water flows constantly, effortlessly, powerfully. You can fight against the current and exhaust yourself, or you can step into the stream and let it carry you. Wealth works the same way. Large sums of money do not come by chance, they flow to the one who positions themselves correctly in the current of abundance. So many people chase money as though it is running away from them. They chase opportunities as though they are scarce, fleeting, and about to disappear. In doing so, they create an inner vibration of lack, and what they attract matches that energy. But when you recognize that abundance is not scarce, it is eternal, infinite, overflowing, you no longer chase. You command, you align, and then you receive. The command that shifts reality is simple: money, appear now. I am ready to receive you. This is not superstition, it is not blind wishing, it is a decree made in faith, backed by the law of spoken word. The universe responds not to hesitation but to certainty. Your words, charged with faith, summon into form the wealth that already exists in the unseen realm. The words themselves do not create the money, the faith behind them does. But without words, faith has no direction, no channel. When you speak the command, you create alignment. Alignment means your inner belief, your spoken word, and your expectation are all moving in harmony. You do not say, money, appear now, while secretly doubting whether it will come. You do not declare abundance and then contradict yourself by worrying about bills, debts, or lack. True alignment requires discipline of thought. It means holding fast to the vision of wealth, refusing to entertain fear, and standing firm in gratitude as though the money were already here. Gratitude is the proof of alignment. You cannot be truly grateful for something you do not believe you will receive. Gratitude says, it is mine already. I see it before I hold it. I thank for it before I spend it. Gratitude secures the blessing and keeps the channel open. Without it, you may call forth money but lose it quickly, because the vessel is unprepared. Gratitude strengthens the vessel, enlarges it, and allows wealth not only to come but to multiply. When you live in alignment, money is drawn to you as a natural effect. You will find opportunities appearing, ideas flowing, doors opening, and people eager to connect with you. None of this is chance. It is evidence that your inner vibration has shifted, and now you are magnetic to wealth. Large sums of money are not miracles of luck. They are the lawful result of living in harmony with abundance. Consider the farmer who plants a seed. When harvest comes, no one says, "What a lucky farmer." The harvest is not luck, it is the inevitable result of alignment with the laws of sowing and reaping. In the same way, when you speak wealth, think wealth, believe wealth, and act in faith, the harvest of money is certain. The world may call it luck, but you know the truth, it is law. There are those who work tirelessly yet see little fruit, because they are misaligned. Their outer effort is strong, but their inner belief is weak. They labor in fear, worry, and doubt, and the results reflect the inner conflict. On the other hand, there are those who seem to attract wealth effortlessly, with less toil and more flow. Why? Because their inner world is aligned with abundance. Their belief is strong, their words are confident, and their gratitude is constant. Large sums of money come to them not by chance but by the certainty of alignment. You must train your words and thoughts like a garden. A garden left unattended grows weeds, and a mind left unattended grows fear, doubt, and negativity. These weeds choke abundance and block wealth from manifesting. But when you speak the command, money, appear now. I am ready to receive you, and guard your mind with gratitude and faith, you are pulling the weeds and planting seeds of abundance. With consistency, those seeds grow into a harvest of large sums of money. Do not be deceived by appearances. Sometimes when you first declare your wealth, the outer world seems unchanged. Do not fall into discouragement. Alignment requires persistence. The farmer does not dig up the seed the day after planting to see if it is growing. He trusts the process, waters the seed, and waits for the harvest. So too, when you declare wealth, you must remain steadfast, continue in gratitude, and expect the unseen to manifest in the seen. Money responds to readiness. You say, I am ready to receive you, because readiness is as important as the call itself. Many cry for money, yet they are not ready to handle it. If it came, it would slip through their fingers. Readiness means you have prepared your mind, your habits, and your intentions. You know how to receive, manage, and circulate wealth wisely. Readiness creates trust between you and the law of abundance, and that trust opens the floodgates. Understand also that large sums of money are not selfish gifts. They are entrusted to you so that you may live in freedom, bless others, and expand the good in the world. The universe has no desire to give wealth to one who will hoard it in fear or waste it in vanity. Alignment means your heart is open, generous, and responsible. When money knows it will flow through you for good, it flows easily to you. Every time you speak the command, you are not only calling money, you are affirming your identity as one with abundance. You are reminding yourself that scarcity is an illusion and that you are already connected to infinite supply. You are shifting your inner state from lack to overflow, from begging to commanding, from waiting to receiving. And as you shift, your outer reality must follow. Large sums of money manifest through alignment, not chance. This means you must give up the old belief that wealth is reserved for the few, that you must struggle endlessly, or that luck is the deciding factor. Those beliefs are lies that keep you in bondage. Replace them with truth. Wealth is law, abundance is your birthright, and alignment is the key. Every moment is an opportunity to align yourself. Speak the words boldly. Guard your mind fiercely. Express gratitude constantly. See yourself already wealthy. Act as one who knows the money is on its way. Do this, and you will not need to hope for chance. You will live in certainty. The money must come. The law demands it. And when it does, you will not be surprised. You will not call it luck. You will smile, give thanks, and say, this is the fruit of alignment. This is the harvest of my faith. For large sums of money are not random blessings. They are the natural result of living in harmony with abundance. Speak it, believe it, align with it, and watch as wealth appears before you, not by accident, but by law.